Hey everyone, welcome back to Motivated with Meg. This is season 2, the exercise experiment. Today I want to take a moment to talk about movement when it comes to being social and in a community. Because for many, a social aspect to movement makes movement way more fun and sustainable. So whether it's a yoga class, a walking buddy, or a group chat where you check in about how many steps you took for the day, there is something very powerful about not going at it alone. Over the years, I've worked out in so many different ways, from big box gyms to just a video in my apartment. And I can tell you from personal experience that while I enjoyed doing videos in my apartment and it helped with my schedule, they didn't always empower me. What I found was that after my living room workouts, I was definitely proud of what I did, but it didn't feel the same as after a group class of some sort. Because after a group class, there was the ability to connect with humans and have a conversation. And we just went through the same thing, so we can conversate about that, whether it's complaining that she had us hold a 2-minute plank and how hard that was, or it's high-fiving that we didn't give up and we held a 2-minute plank. Whichever one it was, having other people in the class, both during the class and after, is really empowering. During the class, you might want to give up on the plank, but you see your friend next to you still in it, and you're like, you know what, if she can do it, I can do it too. I can hold it a little bit longer. And you push yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. It can be really inspiring. And then at the end, you get to high five each other. And let's say you didn't make it through the whole plank and you had to take a child's pose at some point. At the end of class, more often than not, you have people coming up to you and saying, like, you did a fantastic job, way to go. And it's not, oh, you didn't hold the plank long enough. It's, you're working towards it and you're going to get there. It all takes time. And I love that type of camaraderie because it makes it easy to stay consistent. Versus when we're on our own and alone, it's really easy to give up or procrastinate or put self-care on the back burner and do something else. I remember when I first started as a personal trainer, one-on-one training, that my clients would say things that I didn't expect them to say, which was, I already know what to do, but I'm really paying you so I show up. Otherwise, I just pay for a gym membership and I never use it and I waste money. I thought that was really interesting. So they're paying for a gym membership, but they won't go to the gym until they pay a trainer so that there's somebody to meet them at the gym and tell them exactly what to do. And it wasn't that they didn't know how to do it or they didn't know how to use the machines. Of course, that's it sometimes. But a lot of times it was about having somebody to do it with or somebody there to hold them accountable. And I thought that was really interesting. It wasn't what I expected when I first became a personal trainer. And when I switched to group fitness instructing later on in my career, and then eventually a yoga teacher, I really started to notice that camaraderie in class. I would see friendships forming. People would exchange numbers. They'd go out to eat afterwards. I would have students say, I came for the workout, but I stayed for the people. And honestly, so did I. I love these communities. Even before I became a personal trainer back in 2012, I think it was, when I was just a participant in a class like anybody else, I was way more likely to show up to a class when I knew a friend would be there or a teacher I liked than I was if I was all by myself. There was a time when I used to go to LA Fitness with my friend Brie at like 6 a.m. before work. That would never have happened on my own, probably. It was because we were meeting each other there and I didn't want to stand her up, right? That really helped us get there every day. And there's science behind this. Movement with others can boost motivation, consistency, and joy. We mirror energy, like I was talking with the planks. And there's also an emotional benefit. It helps us feel seen, supported, and connected. Movement becomes more about togetherness than performance. And that connection can help reduce anxiety, it can ease loneliness, and it helps build resilience, that's a huge part of body wellness from the inside out. And going back to the last episode on comparison is the thief of joy, this is where we want to bring awareness to personal thoughts while in group classes. Are you focused on comparing your body, or are you focused on being present in your body and having mindful movement and supporting yourself and others in the class? Social movement can really help you push yourself more than you would push yourself when you're alone. In multiple ways, physically and emotionally. So physically, maybe you go a little further, right? You try something new. You improve your endurance. Emotionally, you might feel safer, more encouraged, and more willing to keep experimenting. And that's huge. Community like this can help shift the goal from I need to look a certain way to I feel connected, empowered, and alive. And I just want to show up and be part of this community. So for instance, myself and a friend currently host yoga hikes in a park nearby, where we take people on a short hike, usually like, I don't know, a mile, and then we do some yoga and stretching, and then we hike back down. And what happens is that the women that show up for this, they usually pair off in twos, and the whole walk up they talk, and on the walk back down, maybe you end up with a different person that you're next to talking, and you talk on the way down. And they seem to love it, and I love it too, because most women, and this isn't just about women, but I'm going to stick on this, they don't feel safe or comfortable hiking or walking alone. The world's kind of scary. Most women won't go out for a walk with headphones in, or if they do, they only have one headphone in. But when you're in a group of people and you feel safe, you're more likely to show up and do things. If you're craving that kind of connection and safety like I just talked about, here are a few things you can try. Invite a friend to go on a walk with you, a hike, or take a class together. If they say no, don't take it as a no they don't want to. Maybe it just has to do with your scheduling, or maybe they don't want to do that specific thing. Just let them know that you're looking for a partner to be active with and you're open to doing lots of different things. You can also join a local fitness group. This could be women-focused. There are women-only gyms if that's where you feel more comfortable. You can join a yoga studio or maybe a meetup or a walking club. When I first moved to California, I didn't know anybody, and I would go to hiking meetups. So meetup.com, I would find a hike. I would go. There'd be 10 people. I would just talk to somebody randomly, and that's how I started making friends and also getting out for hikes and learning about the hikes in my area that I didn't know about. Another idea that is less in-person but still community-focused is to have a group text chain with your friends where you hold each other accountable or you just show up and you support each other with your goals. Whatever it is, camaraderie doesn't necessarily have to be in person. It could be online too. Your experiment for this week is to try moving your body with somebody else. So whether that's an exercise class or a walk or a workout video in your living room, doesn't matter. The goal is to do it and notice how it feels. Was it more fun? Did you notice that you feel a little bit more motivated? What did you notice? Did you notice that you felt less motivated and you started to compare yourself? Did you push yourself further than you would have if you were alone? Did you try something new? Remember, movement can be about joy and not just goals. And joy multiplies when it's shared. That's all I have for you today. Until next time, be kind and be yourself. Everyone else is already taken.